What a time to be alive. Let me just start out by saying that.
Yeah.
Um,
What is the ant for?
No, I'm just messing around. Okay, so we're gonna do a little bit thing different. This is for the audience. This is gonna be full spoilers.
And Hunter, he doesn't know what's going on right now.
This is for full spoilers. We've already talked about this. We're doing just a genuine conversation between the two of us.
All right.
We're not talking to anybody other than each other. Dude, so what'd you think of the movie? Because as I'm talking to you, not to the audience, but to you, we've kept our thoughts under wraps for this whole drive.
Yep, that's right. And
in case you forgot,
I'll kick it off by saying this feels more like a movie than the other Tom Holland movies.
Can't believe it took us 10 years to actually get what we wanted.
Yeah.
This feels like a situation where if Ubisoft made Ghost of Tsushima in 2026, where you're like, oh my gosh, it took you this long to make a Japanese Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's the quality of Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah.
Like, what a time to be alive.
Yeah. They figured out how to make a movie look good.
They figured out how to make a movie. Yeah. That movie does look good.
It looks fantastic.
It looks great. It looks amazing.
Yeah.
Honestly, spectacular. This is the ultimate way to make a movie, I'd say. It's a bit, dare I say, superior to other Spider-Man movies in some respects.
You took my adjective, you summon a gun. I was blanking on adjectives. Spectacular, amazing, superior.
Ben Reilly.
It was very friendly.
It was very Scarlet.
It was very Scarlet, and it was friendly. It's friendly in its own neighborhood. But yeah, this movie looks great.
Yeah.
This movie looks so good, I dare say. If this movie super sucked, you could have a Spider-Man 2 situation if it did super suck. Or it looks so good, and there's some stuff in it that you're just like, hey, I'll rewatch that. Turn it on.
An amazing Spider-Man situation.
Yeah.
Because that's a movie that's not the quality of Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
Where it's like, it's still pretty fun, but that movie looks good. Yeah. Amazing Spider-Man does.
Yeah.
But, yeah, movie flipping looks sick.
Yeah.
Well, since this is full spoilers as a conversation between friends that doesn't have an audience, Jean Grey, how do you feel about that?
Kind of first reaction of it, I didn't like it in the theater. I don't like it now. I remember leading up to this, that was like a speculative point. My brain just forgot because I'm not Googling Spider-Man theories.
You're not
24/7.
Online,
yeah. Well, and it happens in the theater, and just my first thought was like, that's weird. Why her? We already have the Punisher. You have in this movie, you have the Punisher, you have the Hulk, you have Thunderbolts lady. I don't know who that is. What's her name?
Black Widow. Yelena.
She is okay. So she's new Black Widow. I didn't see Thunderbolts. So.
Well, it's you saw the Black Widow movie.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I saw that in a drive-in in Ocala like 6 years ago, and I fell asleep. So I didn't remember she's still
Florence
Black Widow.
Pugh.
Yeah.
It's the little woman.
Well, I just said
one of the little women.
I said, hey, that girl's an Oppenheimer, and then, anyways, that movie's got Hulk. It's got hand soldiers. It's got the Punisher. It's got all these things going on.
It's got Scorpion. It's got a reference to Shocker.
Yeah. It's got all these things. Well, I mean, outside of the Spider-Man.
Yeah.
The Spider-Man scope, and then they're just like, oh my gosh, it's Jean Grey. What I thought what it was going to be, while watching the movie, I was like, is this going to be an interesting take or like a different take to keep you on your toes? Is just like a reveal that this, Max from Stranger Things is just Chameleon, like a version of Chameleon. That's what I thought it was going to be.
I thought it was like, what if it was Madam Web? Where they did a weird twist on, just in like a flippin' tinfoil hat theory. Right. I was just like, what if it's just like a weird take on like a Madam Web-esque character?
Yeah.
Because Sony succeeded so much the first time.
I don't know. I don't like the.
My reaction was just like, some people in our theater were like, "Oh, And I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, that's what I thought, but, oh, okay. And then I was like, so what do we got here? Every time that they say the words Jean Grey, Jean Grey.
Jean Grey.
Like, where the second time he says it, where he's talking to, not to Zendaya, but he's talking to, like, someone else. I think, no, Punisher.
Yeah.
Where he's like, yeah, Jean Grey, her sister, or, like, it was Black Widow, maybe. But I'm like, this feels weird, like, it feels like they're almost looking at the audience in a way when they say Jean Grey.
Yeah. It's very weird.
Yeah.
That
being said, I liked her inclusion in the movie.
She's really good.
Yeah.
She kills a lot of people. A moviegoer of ours, a friend of ours, said, he said, that's more Dark Phoenix of her every time she killed somebody.
Yeah.
I don't totally understand that justification. Like, she kills a lot of people in this movie.
It's, like I said in the theater, it's the nice guys thing, where it's like Ryan Gosling going, you're not a murderer, and then, who is that? Not Kurt Russell, but Russell Crowe.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, she killed 2 people, and then Ryan Gosling goes, yeah, but I mean deep down.
Yeah, exactly. I guess. I don't know.
What was that one thing I said in the theater where you're like, I'm going to say that whenever we're talking to each other in mics? You said I said something funny.
At the end of the movie?
Yeah.
It was something about I said something about the X-Men.
Oh, what'd you...
Oh,
no, I think I teed you up where I'm like, she's going to upstate New York?
Yeah.
And then you go, she's going to join the Avengers.
I think I'm just so caught off guard by the whole Jean Grey thing where I enjoy everything leading up to that, and I think one of the things I love to complain about just always is like the contractual obligation that you see right through where it's like, guys, guess what? We got Thor for the Spider-Man movie. It's for this one. It was like, I don't care. Like, Punisher's awesome.
Yes.
I think that's different. But like, guys, guess what? We got the Hulk for the Spider-Man movie.
I like it.
But it's very good.
It's used very well.
It's awesome.
It's as justifiable as you could possibly make a contractual MCU obligation.
This is the best Hulk appearance
since 2012.
Since 2012.
Yeah.
He's actually Hulk, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
And he's actually very green, and he's very angry. And
remember when people online were like, "Oh my gosh, Gray Hulk."
Remember that bullcrap?
Yeah. That was flipping annoying.
Yeah, but Hulk's awesome. But then the inclusion of Jean Grey, where it's like, oh wow, that one member of the X-Men. Wow.
Yeah.
We're gonna get the X-Men in 2050, or
Yeah.
that's my brain's like, come on, dude,
yeah.
Who cares? It's a weird inclusion in a Spider-Man movie,
especially when you know that they're gonna have X-Men show up.
Yeah.
In the next Marvel movie, like I figured the end credit scene, if there were to be an end credit scene, which there's not really, would have been like a showing off your recasted Xavier.
Yeah.
Like flipping bald guy McGee.
Yeah.
Hand on temple or whatever.
Just recast James McAvoy. That'd be
awesome.
Yeah. Just do that. Who cares?
He deserves a second shot after
cares?
Dark Phoenix.
There's no
did you ever
rules.
watch Dark Phoenix?
I saw it with you.
Oh my gosh!
I saw it with you in the theater, and we walked out, and I said, well, that's not the worst thing I've ever seen, because everybody was crapping on it. It's not great, but it's not like the worst thing ever.
They absolutely butcher.
Who cares?
Professor Xavier's character. James McAvoy is doing his best to redeem it, but they're just like, no. Professor Xavier is actually a very problematic person. And
as terrible as that movie is, I've seen X-Men The Last Stand, and I saw X-Men The Last Stand in theaters. That movie's way worse. I hate that movie more.
Oh, anyways, this is about Spider-Man. I'm
Back
sorry,
to
I
our
got
Spider-Man review.
Yeah. Why are you saying that to me? There's no audience here.
The guy in the back. There's a guy in the back.
Yeah. We are tied up.
Yeah, he's in the trunk. He can hear us. Yeah, don't like Jean Grey. What do you think of how the movie handles the ending to No Way Home with the Zendaya stuff? Zendaya, Ned. How do you think they handle that? And then
I think it's very like there comes whenever I'm watching a movie that I've seen before, like, okay, Across the Spider-Verse is a great example.
Mm-hmm.
There's that whole scene where he gets to his, where he gets back to his room, and he's like, you know, flipping, I did this, I did that, and then I'm Spider-Man. And then she's like, what the flip is Spider-Man? I want to get through that scene so I can hear Let's Start a Band, the final mix by Daniel Pemberton in that movie, because that song is so good. But that scene needs to happen in the sense of the movie, so that way the movie makes sense. It feels very naturalistic. There's a flow of events from one to the next. I say that to say, I think they left it in a really good place, because it feels very natural, the progression that happens. Like, you have that first scene where she kisses him, and then she's like, oh my gosh, I'm Jean Grey.
Right.
But you don't know who Jean Grey is yet.
Yeah.
And then there's the second scene where he's, like, protecting her. She reads the note.
Yeah.
Or, like, but also the whole conversation they have before she read the note. And then, like, a good progression where she's like, I'm not your MJ. I don't know who that is. But then she still is like, flipping, who is this guy? Let me see what he's like. And then they get along really well. And then she kind of has, like, she probably has a thing for him again. And then potentially, like, a potential thing. Yeah. I feel like it leaves off on a good note for the next movie. If there is to be a next movie, which I hope there is, because it took us 10 flipping years to get to this point where, like, Peter Parker recognizes that with great ability comes great accountability. What do you think of it?
I think it works on a weird meta level where, like, even if it doesn't work, for me,
Tom Holland and Zendaya are still married.
It's this weird meta level where you're like, ooh, they're married. But also, I've seen 3 movies of them and have liked their relationship. Yeah. And also, Tom Holland, like, this is his best performance as Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And this is probably Zendaya's best performance as MJ.
Yeah.
So when you have the two on screen, just like natural chemistry, it oozes out of the screen. You can tell that, his friendship with Ned as well. So it's one of those things where, like, I sort of kind of turn my brain off to almost anything that's going on, because I'm like, as Christopher Nolan said when he made his masterpiece,
Tenet.
The greatest movie of all time, Interstellar.
Don't feel it, think it.
Yeah, don't feel it, think it. And then he made Tenet, and he said, don't think it, feel it.
Yes.
It's fine. Like, I like all this stuff. I like where they go with it after No Way Home. But I'll say this. I don't know if it's how they choose to go about it throughout the movie, where we end with Peter and MJ, but then the end of the movie where Peter and Ned pick up. It throws everything off for me, because I'm like, you're telling me Ned knew a secret handshake this whole time and he remembers it, but we just had to accept the fact that this MJ is not his MJ?
So I don't think that's where she was at emotionally at that time.
Yeah.
So I'll say this, I'll add to it as well. I just rewatched, as I said previously, even though I'm mentioning it to you and not an audience, I rewatched No Way Home today, and I rewatched Spider-Man 1 today.
Yeah.
But I'm going to talk more about No Way Home. I've been very vocally frustrated with many aspects of the MCU Spider-Man movies.
Right.
For different reasons. I think, like, if you're gonna just talk about the friendships or relationships that Peter has with MJ, Ned, and Marissa Tomei.
Yeah.
I think they're all at their best at different points. Marissa Tomei and Ned, very good in Homecoming. Yeah. MJ, good in Far From Home. MJ and Ned in No Way Home.
Mm.
I have many thoughts to say about my No Way Home opinion about Aunt May and her death and Feast and Great Power Comes Great Responsibility. It doesn't matter. They're all excellent in this movie.
Yeah.
I think the inclusion of the scene that takes place arguably in between Far From Home and Homecoming, I think that scene between them is great. Like, that's actually an Aunt May mentor thing. Like, that was nice. That was cute. I think that, like, Ned and Peter ooze natural chemistry that they really haven't since Homecoming.
Yeah.
Like, their whole
that natural
building Legos thing.
Yeah. That when they build Legos.
Yeah. That was awesome.
I'm making a joke. That's the only thing they have in common is they build Legos together.
Okay, they also quoted Lord of the Rings. And I think MJ and Peter, like when she's drawing them, I'm like, you feel something for this guy.
Yeah.
You flippin' feel something. Calm down. But like, I don't know. I really loved the fact that this is a movie about Peter, his relationships with others.
Yeah.
The fact that Hulk felt something for Peter was crazy cool.
Yeah.
And it's
great stuff.
It's so flippin'
And then they mess with your emotions and the first kiss that him and Zendaya have, and it's like, oh, it's not really her, it's Jean Grey.
But you feel for Peter as well, because he's like, he just wants that so bad.
A lot of it's Tom Holland's performance.
Yes. Tom
Holland's great in this.
Yes.
He's fantastic.
He's great as Telemachus.
Yeah. And I feel like everybody said that when No Way Home came out. They're like, this is the best Tom Holland has been in any of these as Spider-Man. But then this is now the standard. And part of that has to do, though, with also David, what's his name? Creighton?
Destin Daniel Creighton.
I was so off.
Well, his middle name's Daniel.
I said David.
You're thinking of Daniel David.
Mr. Creighton.
Yeah.
A lot of it is probably him being at the helm, and it's just
because he made Shang-Chi.
Yeah, he made Shang-Chi, and Shang-Chi's
he was like,
the stuff.
He was like, I'm making a real flippin' movie.
Yeah, and he's the man, and it kind of feels like this is a partnership. Him and Tom Holland, man, they made this movie. They're like, this is what we want our Spider-Man movie to be, and it's not perfect. It is a lot of stuff. Mr. Milkshake, that guy, love that guy.
Mr. Milkshake.
This movie loves to say two things. It loves to say Jean Grey, and it loves to say these two words. Not VMAX. They love to say damage control.
Yes.
Every time they're talking about anything to do with this organization, damage control. Did you know damage control? It's all right. It is what it is. They want the Jean Grey so they can get the Jean Grey power to make the Jean Grey super weapon.
Which I guess means that they don't know that it's a mutation and not like a brain thing.
Yeah.
Which I think is cool. That's a cool place for, like, a movie in the MCU to be about mutants.
Yeah.
And them just not understand that it's just part of who they are.
Right. At least Peter, I like to add, too, this is the first full Peter Parker arc that doesn't involve him
wanting to be like
Iron Man, wanting to reject everything about Iron Man.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't really have an arc in No Way Home, other than the fact that Aunt May dies, and he's kind of got to learn to.
And then he forgot that Uncle Ben existed.
Yeah, he erased Uncle Ben out of his memory.
In Infinity War, actually, Thanos specifically snapped half of existence and the memory of Uncle Ben from his mind.
Yeah, exactly.
Hulk didn't know that, so he only wished for half the people back.
But like I was saying, Peter has a full arc here.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
It is.
It's really good stuff. I thought he was going to turn into Man Spider. It's okay that he didn't.
I was like, dang, I wanted to see him with guy with 8 hands. Sounds hot.
Yeah, it sounds hot, dude. Woo! So I'll just give him one big hug.
It's good. He stinks, and I don't like him.
Deliver us!
Finish it!
From evil. And then Aunt May faked being sick in the hospital.
Those horrible yellow eyes.
She was the real villain. She drove up his hospital bills, and she knew that Uncle Ben didn't have a job. Peter had to pay for it. Aunt May's the real villain.
Oh my god!
And then she fake slept and was eavesdropping on her nephew.
You're not Superman, you know.
Oh my gosh, Aunt May, you old bag.
Aunt May? Is that an angel?
And then Peter's like, I didn't say that.
Shut up.
Shut up. I never said that. She's making it up. Aunt May's dead in this movie.
And yet she gives her best performance as Aunt May ever.
Yeah. The conclusion of this movie is Aunt May talks to Jean Grey and talks Jean Grey out of killing Mr. Milkshake. So,
and everyone else.
Like, to overall look at it, pull back and look at it the big picture. I like this movie a lot. I like a lot of the set pieces.
Yeah.
This movie looks great. a lot of great camera work in this movie too, even with, you know, the mix of like the CG and the real stuff, and Creighton, the director, I'm not going to remember his name, the director trying to make it look interesting. Best Spider-Man suit ever? Period? Question mark?
I have love for all of them for different reasons.
I think this is the best one.
But
I don't think it's close.
I love this suit. I'll say that. I love this suit.
I think...
Especially given the way that it's portrayed, and other Spider-Man suits in the MCU have historically been portrayed, which is just full CGI all the time. Or they just CGI over it.
Yeah. Childhood familiarity aside, it's probably my favorite suit. It probably... Tom Holland probably has, like, the best physique he's ever had as Spider-Man. It's sick. He's actually got shoulders. That's one complaint I always have with these Spider-Man actors. They never have shoulders.
Yeah.
He's got great shoulders in this movie.
You think that Spider-Man would have better shoulders, yeah.
That's what I pay attention to. He's got his shirt off a lot in this movie.
Oh, it's good.
I'm just like, look at those. Look at those muscles.
I'm glad that, what's-his-face, the Arbiter, got a cameo in the Spider documentary. When he's like, spiders have 3 life cycles. That's the guy from Community season 6. Now that's a man who knows how to marry his cousin.
Okay, gotcha.
So I love him. I can't remember what his name is. My bad, guy. He voices Zavala in the final shape because Lance Reddick died. So I flippin' loved it, dude.
It's great.
It's hard to. I'd say one complaint that I have is that the movie feels like it loses itself a little bit in between the second and third act, but also that's kind of the point of the film at that point. It
loses momentum after the Hulk set piece. It loses a little bit there, and it's because you're in the final act, and they gotta slow down because they've been ramping up throughout the whole movie, and then they kind of have to slow down. I think Frank Castle is awesome in this movie.
I'm so glad that he's like a third billing for the whole cast, or like it feels like it because he's in the movie so much. I love that he's in the movie so much.
I just watched
chili.
I just watched the I almost said Frank Castle, the John Bernthal and Tom Holland Hot Ones.
Yes.
What a great treat that is, like seeing their relationship. So then watching it in the movie, I'm like, oh yeah, they're buds in real life.
You feel that.
Yeah. But then it also makes sense in the sense of like the Punisher and Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You know,
they
work well together.
It's as good as it could be in a situation.
Even the Punisher has a lot. John Bernthal has like the best laughs in this movie.
Yeah.
I'm
just thinking of the scene in the hospital.
Yeah.
Like, that's so good.
He the scene in the hospital, the scene where Jean Grey takes over the Punisher.
Yeah.
And he's got girl mannerisms.
It's great.
That's good stuff. Punisher's awesome in this movie. Hulk's awesome. Spider-Man.
Mark Ruffalo's great, too.
He is
just his
good.
science conversations that he's having, or like him freaking out about the Hulk.
One thing I noticed in this movie, I made a joke about it. I was like, we left the theater and we were pulling out of the parking lot, and I said 0 out of 5 stars, way too much language. Language aside in context of the movie, but this movie feels way more adult.
Yes.
I was surprised, like shocked and baffled that Sony, Disney, Marvel, Spider-Man would have a movie where they're in college and they're doing college things.
Yes.
I think I'm like, okay, this feels like a normal movie where we don't have to walk around
like in Spider-Man Homecoming when they have a house party and they're just like
drinking punch and eating pizza.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean,
Flash is a DJ.
They're in high school and that, whatever. This though, it not only looks like it also looks like real New York.
Yes.
It never in those other movies when they are in New York,
especially No Way Home. Yeah.
Yeah, it never feels like they're actually in New York. This actually feels like a New York movie, but like they don't treat these kids are the super smart kids at MIT. You know, they're studying. They're they're making $1 billion ideas, through engineering programs. No, they do what these college kids do, and that's a little bit refreshing. So adds to it, feels like a real movie.
Yeah,
feels like the first real, even though it has the Hulk and Punisher in it, and Jean Grey, and the looming cloud of Doomsday and Secret Wars.
Goodness.
Or whatever.
Is he going to get the black suit in Secret Wars? I don't care.
Just leave Spider-Man alone.
let him have a miserable time. I'm glad that they inexplicably gave him an AI to talk to.
Yeah.
That seemed fine. I don't care about it. People were online apparently were like, I can't believe this broke Peter Parker, quote unquote, has a treadmill. I'm like, dude, he could have dumpster dove for that treadmill.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it makes sense. It's cool. I don't care.
And he's super smart. He put together that he made that treadmill. Founded it,
Yeah, exactly.
He put it together himself. It's fine. I don't care.
I love watching a Spider-Man movie where they don't say the word Tony Stark. I love that so much. Or Stark Industries or Happy Hogan. As much as I love Jon Favreau. But this truly feels like a Spider-Man that's based around his own legacy.
Yeah.
And his own side characters that have been established relationships with him.
Mm-hmm.
Dude.
You know what I thought was going to happen?
What?
I thought at one point, I'm like, we get to a certain point in him and MJ's back and forth, and in between scenes, I was thinking okay, we just left off that scene with her explicitly telling him I don't remember you. I'm not your MJ. Yeah. And I'm like, that girl that tried to say hi in his apartment earlier, is that going to be like at the end of the movie, she's going to be like, my name's Emma Stone. or what? I'm your blonde girlfriend. I thought they were going to do that. They never did.
Well, she asks if there's a Mrs. Spider-Man, so she could have been like, my name's Jessica Drew. Spider-Woman.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm gonna pretend like I don't know that, even though I totally do
that. What are we talking about?
I'm trying to embarrass Grant. Who's that nerd?
You're
dude.
Insane. Are you
Ew,
okay?
Dude. Ew. There was a guy in our theater that had a Spider-Man outfit on, but it was like
ripped.
It was like a ripped Spider-Man outfit on, and he was half naked.
Yeah.
That was obnoxious.
Whenever the movie ended, and he's like, "Yeah, guys, thanks for seeing my movie," and you're like, "Put your shirt back on."
Sir, that's disgusting. Put your shirt back on. You don't have Tom Holland shoulders or nipples, dude. Put your shirt back on.
Oh my gosh!
I thought it feels long. The movie feels long.
The only scene that I'm like, I flippin' don't like that is the scene. It's the extended scene of Spider-Man and Black Widow being in the hot tub. It's the only scene where I'm like, this feels weird.
Yeah.
Feels like a weird inclusion.
Yeah.
More than the Hulk.
Yeah.
This feels like
the
we
Hulk
need our
natural,
MCU berries.
Well, the Hulk feels natural, and that Peter's, because they it's not just like
they explain it well with the whole mutation thing. So.
Right. I also that's a fun scene too, because Peter's got an Empire State University hoodie on.
Yeah.
And he's on the college campus, and he's like, I got to talk to my professor about this problem I'm having. And that's a familiar thing in the Spider-Man.
I also think it's a nice segue into like mutation.
Yeah.
See, the one thing I was worried about is what if they go why did you assume that you were bit by a spider? What if you're actually a mutant? Like how they did Captain Marvel.
Oh, yeah.
They're she's actually a mutant in the MCU. But no, I feel like they did a nice thematic segue into hey, you can make an inhibitor for mutation.
Yeah.
It still fits with Spider-Man, but it also fits with what they're wanting to do with the X-Men.
It explores it chooses a great idea in that Creighton, the director, whoever wrote it, I don't know, the committee.
Yeah.
The people who wrote this
There was
movie,
only 2 people billed for screenplays.
Okay. So those 2 people, they chose something very interesting to explore that hasn't been a thing.
What if Spider-Man needed Advil?
What if Spider-Man needed Advil, and what if Spider-Man, he gets organic webs. How does he deal with that? What's
Especially
that like?
Where he's had artificial webs this whole time, but now he gets organic webs. I like that.
Yeah, exactly. But even in like Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, like Peter's just a normal guy. He gets webs, and like once he says fly up and away web and Shazam. But then when he finally shoots the web, it comes out of his hand, and he looks at it. Tobey Maguire does a stare, and then that's the only thing you get from like any type of exploring like that part of it. Like how does it come out? He acknowledges that at one point in the movie, but then also just like having to talk to himself while he's web swinging and release or whatever he says.
It's
that's
an
interesting
scene in Into the Spider-Verse where Jake Johnson is explaining to Miles how to do it, like thwip and release, thwip and release.
Yeah, exactly. That's really cool.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of other interesting things that this movie does that we haven't seen before.
Michael Mando. You haven't seen Better Call Season 6? He's really good in Episode 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm glad that there's such a wide array of Spider-Man villains.
Yeah.
Where it's like, he was busy in the 4 years that he was only doing Spider-Man things. I don't know how he survived. Like, maybe he gets, like, a stipend on the side from the city that he just gets put in an offshore account or whatever. I don't care. Yeah. I'm not saying that I have to see him balance everything.
Yeah, I don't care about that.
I don't care about that, but it is nice that, like, basically they're like, we want to have Spider-Man and Peter Parker. Like, Peter Parker deny his Peter Parker-ness the whole time until the very end of the movie where he recognizes that he needs that part. And I think they did a good job.
Yeah.
It almost feels in parts like an inverse of Spider-Man 2 in some ways. Like, we're flipping different switches.
Great performances. Really good character work with all of the actors.
And the fact that they actually showed that Peter was bleeding, that was a flipping big thing. Because I saw Marissa Tomei die, and she got ughed.
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Oh, I'm dead. Oh no."
She died because she had to.
She died because the script said
they needed to get to the third act. Yeah. Yeah, but I say those two things.
Yeah.
Great performances, great character work, super fun set pieces. We didn't even mention the tank sequence. That tank sequence is awesome.
That was awesome.
It's so great. And then they actually get to the prison and it explodes and you're seeing Peter's like freaking out. He's like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Somebody's jumping in between different people.
Yeah.
All that stuff is great. And then on top of it, I can't stop thinking about how the movie looks and the way it's presented. I think it's just because we've had Spider-Man's been presented a certain way for so long.
Yes.
That it's like
aesthetically,
you can make it interesting and enjoyable.
Aesthetically, like Homecoming has a certain CG like color style.
Yeah.
Far From Home has that to a T.
Yeah.
Like I think about that scene where he's taking down fake Aquaman with Mysterio in Italy. And he's like webbing up the buildings, and he says like, "I'm a mask and I'm sticky."
Yeah.
And the mask is CGI for some reason.
Yeah.
And everything looks terrible. But then you get this movie where you're like, man, you're right. It looks good.
Yeah.
They can find a way to present this thing in a way that I can enjoy it. It's crazy.
So what we're saying is this feels like we're going full circle. This feels like an actual movie.
Yes, it does.
It feels like an actual movie.
If nothing else, Emily Wilson, the translator for the 2017 version of the Odyssey that Christopher Nolan said he took some inspiration from for his Odyssey, she slammed his review. If you believe that review 100%, you're like, you know what? Christopher Nolan's Odyssey sucks. It's good for one reason only, if nothing else.
Yeah.
It introduced Tom Holland to the concept of what a real movie feels like.
And then
he was like, that's it, bruv. We're doing this the Nolan way.
Yeah.
And like, real suit.
We're going as practical as we possibly can.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Where we swing from buildings versus the most boring swinging scenes I've ever seen in my flippin' life in Far From Home.
It's a very fun time.
It is.
I can't This truly, you leave the other Spider-Man movies, like you leave Far From Home, you don't leave it saying, I can't wait to see what they do with Spider-Man next, right? You leave No Way Home, and you're like, oh, that's an ending. Yeah. I can't, and you walk away from that, and you're blinded by the Maguires and the Garfields. And then this, I'm genuinely like, I can't wait to watch that again.
Yes.
And also, I'm glad that Spider-Man's in this place that he's in.
I will say one thing, a slight disagreement, but not really a disagreement, more of a pivot on your idea. Like, you're excited to see what happens next in Spider-Man Homecoming because he comes into his own in that movie. Where he's like, get up, Spider-Man.
Okay.
Fighting the Vulture.
Yeah.
You're excited to see what happens next because J.K. Simmons shows up in Far From Home, but for a plot reason, which is what if Spider-Man's identity was revealed, which is crazy. You're excited for No Way Home because it resets Spider-Man to what you want him to be.
Yeah.
But it kind of makes it's tragic in a way. It makes you feel the tragedy of getting what you want from Spider-Man.
Yeah.
This is the first movie, and I agree with you to an extent. This is the first movie where, because the craft of how they've made this product, of how they've made this piece of art, of how they made this piece of entertainment, I'm excited to see what they can do again.
Yeah.
If they followed the same tenets that they did previously.
Right. No, 100%.
Dude, what a time to be alive.
Gosh, Spider-Man rules.
Spider-Man does rule.
Spider-Man rules so hard, dude. I had goosebumps when this movie started.
Yeah, you looked at me and you're like, look at my arms. I'm like, are you flexing?
Yeah.
What are you look at me?
Don't worry, I gave myself a swirly after the movie. That way that never happens again. I said, you gotta quit doing that. Quit being a nerd. But yeah. Spider-Man, brand new day. Go get your popcorn buckets and your
swag bags.
Your swag bags. And then don't take the world's crunchiest bag of chips in a theater and then constantly crush it up.
Yeah. 2
seats away from a real moviegoer like myself.
Exactly. And if you're gonna have popcorn, make sure you eat around the Raisinets.
Also, Spider-Man doesn't die. Even if you do think he's going to die in the movie, don't yell woo, because you'll embarrass yourself, and nobody will follow in. All right.
People were... by the way, No Way Home, I cannot stand all the moments that are clearly designed to be cheer-worthy.
Dude, you stood up in your room and you clapped earlier.
So bad, where Andrew Garfield's breathing heavy and is like, okay. And he is like that for 3 seconds, and you're like, dude, just continue on with the movie. What are we doing?
You told your dad. You said, Dad, you're supposed to clap. That's how the movie keeps...
They should do what Matt Ramos suggested, and they should have a fan edit, which is just people in the background cheering at the parts where you're supposed to cheer.
Matt Ramos. What's that guy's name again?
I don't know.
That's his internet's name.
Where he's like, ah.
That's embarrassing.
What a time to be alive.
All right. Spider-Man. Looks like a spider.
Dresses like a spider. And he looks like a bug.
So let's just all give him
one big hug.
A look out.
Whoo! Here comes the Spider-Man.
All right, now the lady outside of Broadway.
Dun, 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 dun.
No, you probably shouldn't do that one.
Yeah.
Anyways, go see it.
What's your name, kid?
Huh?
What's your name, kid?
I don't know.
I'm the human spider.
Oh, yeah.
The human spider. Are you serious?
That sucks.
The terrifying, the deadly, the amazing
Bonesaw
Spider-Man.
Bonesaw.
He got my name wrong. Bonesaw is okay, we're done. All right, bye, people.